Hello everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie and today's video is a how can I stretch my homeschool dollars. Um, I felt like I wanted to share this video because as our economy has been going through some things, gas prices are insane. That means shipping costs are insane. There's so much going on in the world, and I was finding this year it was very hard to like squish the amount of money that I had budgeted into what I needed to get, and I just wanted to share this in case you are feeling the squeeze like we are. And we are a single income homeschool family. My husband is the one who works, and that has meant that we have made sacrifices, and we currently live in a 1,300 square foot trailer with the five of us, including our homeschool and all of the things that we have going on. And we're hoping one day God provides us a house and all of that. But until that happens, there's a few things that I have learned how to stretch those dollars, and I wanted to share a few tips. I think there's 7 total. So number 1 is use what you have. So what do I mean by that? We homeschool in our dining room, at our dining room table. Now, my girls do have desks in their rooms, and they could be utilizing those, and they might as the years go on, but I haven't bought any big pieces of furniture specifically for homeschool. You can thrift stuff if you do have a room. Through the Facebook Marketplace, I talk about some of those, and I'll explain more about those later. But there's so many things that you could be like, okay, what do I have? Like, inventory your house and go, what do I have that I could utilize for this purpose? And do that. And it's amazing how you can make what you have work in a variety of different ways. And so number 2 is use your money for quality items that last. So my example is I had made some cardboard little pencil holders for my girls that they could decorate. That was like the first year that I homeschooled my girls, and I wanted to make it special and make it so that they felt like they had something special to them. Well, what ended up happening was, because I'm very, very like penny pincher, frugal type of a person, so I had made it myself, but then I was finding that they were putting a lot of distractables in their own little pencil case and stuff like that, and it was made out of cardboard, and so it slowly was just getting disintegrated and not worth keeping. So I did spend, and I think it's in the picture or the thumbnail of this video, of our cart or our little carousel that I got from Michael's. It was $40, and I was like, oh, should I get it? Should I not? And I kept going back and forth on it, and yet I can say that it has made its money back 100%. We have used it now for at least 4 years, I want to say, and it's beautiful. It holds up, and it holds everything. It includes we're getting on the end of the year, so now we've got like tools and stuff in it as well, but because it's mine, because it's mommy's to hold all the stuff, then a lot of the toys didn't make it there and stuff like that. So I mean, there are times when you do have to go, okay, I'm going to utilize this money for this because it's going to last me a lot better than some of the other things that I've tried. So number 3, I am going to say use Facebook Marketplace and or local thrift stores. What do I mean by that? Sometimes I know there are some people who have had really bad experiences with Facebook Marketplace. Thankfully, we live in a fairly small town, and so I haven't experienced a lot of negatives to using that, but sometimes you can find curriculum used on those online places, and I got a whole Matthew C. unit that way, and it was wonderful. And I saved, I think I spent $60 with that, mama, and I was able to utilize that instead of the 200 and some odd dollars that I would have if I had bought it brand new. I also do something where the student had written in, I think it was like 4 or 5 of the pages, and I was able to erase them. And we will talk about this a little bit later. Oh, it's next. But I photocopy my Matthew C. student notebooks, and you couldn't tell that she had written, one of the students had written in those pages. So it was perfect, and it was the perfect thing. Furniture is another one you can get from Facebook Marketplace. There we go, my mouth work. Facebook Marketplace, actually, you can get a lot of really decent furniture for cheap. That way, I've gotten desks for the kids. I've gotten chairs. I've gotten lots of different things that way. And then my local thrift store, they often have books that you can get, but the big one for me that I always is like the first place I stop at is I look for 3 to 4 inch binders, and they sell them for pennies. And so for me, it's a no-brainer, because then I can get a whole bunch of different binders to hold my teacher guides in, and I never have to worry about them. It's like it's already there, and I spend pennies on them. So for me, like, those resources are huge, because it makes such a big difference in savings for the future. So photocopy consumables, so student notebooks, test books, like any of those sorts of books that you have, I often will just photocopy them. And that might sound like a lot of work, but I will give an example. This year, I needed to buy a whole bunch of Matthew C. product, and it was insane. I have not found a local store that I can just drive to and go pick it up. I have to order it online from them, from the company, and then it's so ridiculously expensive. And so I got to a place where I was like, okay, I need to find alternatives. But if I bought it brand new, with the manipulatives, the DVD, the teacher manual, the student notebooks, all of the things, it was going to cost me $300 for that one unit. And I was like, and I didn't have the money. And so that was a big thing for me, was ordering it. If I can order it and find it in different places, which is my next point, then I can use that curriculum with multiple children and then pass it on later to somebody who also, like me, needs that savings. So I utilized, for this Matthew C. unit that I needed next, I utilized eBay and thrift books. Both of them, I was able to get the manipulatives and everything I needed for a little over $100. That's like $200 worth of savings. And I needed it because I needed to buy other things that I felt were worth getting new. For instance, we're doing a geology unit, and I wanted some books that were from a Christian perspective. Geology is one of those things where I'm like, the knowledge in them is vastly different. I teach both so that both my kids can look and make up their own mind, but I wanted some of those resources that I couldn't find anywhere else and needed brand new. And so with this one, the thrift books, you might look at that and go, okay, well, did it come completely, the student pages, did it come completely clean? No, I have to erase a good portion of the book, but I also felt like the trade-off of $200 and being able to still utilize them for multiple children was the perfect way to stretch those dollars. Number 6 was buy digital curriculum. So one of the basis of my homeschool is gather around homeschool, and we have added some things on to like beef up LA and various other things, but I love having a curriculum that I can it's completely adjustable to my son's situation, to my eldest daughter who's really off the chart smart and wants to read all of the things, and then I have another one where I can adjust for her who struggles with writing and whatever. Like, I just love the ability to adjust for each of my individual children. But what I also love about that curriculum is if I spend $71 on the family bundle of each of those units that I do, I have them for forever. I have them for forever. And so I can utilize them in whatever way I want. If Darian is 24 and still living at home, we can still be doing school, and I still have multiple units that I can draw on and ask him to do with me. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. The teacher guides, I only have to print once because I keep them in the binders that are on my bookshelf, and I always have them. So I save so much money doing it in that way and utilizing the program over and over. We're getting to a place where next year I don't have to buy one curriculum or one unit because we're going to redo Africa. That video is coming with how I'm going to do that. I'm not just going to do it straight the way we did it last time. We're going to change it up a little bit, but that video is coming. I'm very excited about it, but I think it's going to be great. But digital curriculum makes a huge difference because I put it on an external hard drive and I save, like I download everything, even the preschool unit and stuff like that, because I'm like, I want to make sure that I get as much value out of my dollars as I possibly can. So number 7 is free Google resources. I can't talk today. So free Google resources can be anything from scrapbook wallpaper. I've used that. I've gotten really cheap for our Bible journals. Instead of buying something that was already ready-made, I go to my dollar store, I pick up a couple of dollar book little notebooks, and then I cover them. I have my girls pick some of the scrapbook paper that they love, and I cover them, and then they feel like they have a special notebook that's just theirs. It's individual, it's special, and they love it. I've also used it for all of my Darian manipulatives. And like if we're doing money, if we're doing clocks, I'm just trying to think of all the things. I got a free clock that I made. Pictures for like letting the girls know which unit we're doing next. So I make a banner. I've used free resources from there. I just make sure that they're high definition, or there's like 1,000 times 1,000 in order to make sure that it's not pixely. Google is my friend. But I've also found free curriculum as well. So I would say my Darian's money math curriculum came completely free because I found a PDF online that was free. I have found a PDF from So Happy to Learn, and they had a whole bunch of free samples, and that has really given me a boost to figure out what could work for Darian based on that. There's so many things if you take the time to really just like an hour or two. Sometimes I can fall down the rabbit hole looking for stuff, but it's amazing how quickly I can be like, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing based on this. And then I laminate things and I hang things up, and it's amazing, because then the times that you go over for Gather Round in particular, there's a whole bunch of pictures that I won't need to look up because I've already got them printed out and laminated and ready to go up on the banner when we're ready ready to do that next unit. So I hope that this has been a helpful video for you, especially if you're feeling the squeeze of money and you only have a certain budget and you're like, I'm not going to be able to get all the curriculum I want. I hope that you're able to be like, okay, we've got it. I have utilized other programs like Teachers Pay Teachers and stuff like that, but sometimes even that can get expensive. So I want to encourage you that it can be done, and you can find ways if you're struggling, and I hope that this has been helpful. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.